Chinese state enterprises are playing an increasingly important role in Brazil's infrastructure, in some cases controlling companies previously owned by the Brazilian government. Power company CPFL is an example. Once a public enterprise, it was privatized in 1997 and then bought by China's State Grid in 2017. China Three Gorges Company, operator of the world's largest hydropower plant in China, also acquired important assets in Brazil's energy sector. It has hydropower plants in 10 Brazilian states, like the Ilha Solteira plant in São Paulo. The company is responsible for about 7% of the country's total power generation. CTG's local director sees a win-win scenario.
A lot of countries in South America don't have the capital, the states don't have the capital to make the required investments for infrastructure, and they need partners to do these investments, right? So they do the regulation, but they need partners who knows how to operate and who are willing to sponsor this project, invest, so that we can supply energy for the country.
Brazil saw a big privatization wave in the 1990s, but back then Chinese companies were not yet global infrastructure players. Now they are, and analysts predict the Chinese will be big buyers if the Brazilian government carries through with its ambitious plans for a new round of privatization.
Luiz Carlos Mendonça de Barros was Brazil's communication minister at the time of the $19 billion privatization of Brazil's telecom system in 1998, the largest to date in Latin America.
We went all over the world looking for companies that could be interested in the privatization, and China was not even considered because it didn't have any tradition nor any big names in telecom. Now they have already invested in energy transmission and energy distribution here, and I am sure they will also invest in power generation when the government begins to privatize its plants.
State-controlled China Communications Construction Company, CCCC, also has heavy investment in and ambitious plans for Brazil. In 2016, they bought Brazilian construction company Concremat and have just begun works on a new port on the country's northeastern coast.
We are integrating Concremat with other CCC companies. As you know, CCCC has more than 60 companies all over the world. Our strategy is to invest in projects. They already have a first investment in São Luís do Maranhão. It's a port project. And now we are working on a pipeline of opportunities for future projects in the next 10 years.
There is still much improvement to be made to Brazil's infrastructure to meet the government's growth ambitions. Heavy Chinese investment is one of the ways Brazilians are counting on to get the job done. Paulo Cabral, CGTN, São Paulo.